It's one of the scariest places many can think of, the most wonderful for others, a place we haven't really visited beyond low Earth orbit for 30 years. This is space. From our small world, we have gazed upon the cosmic ocean for untold thousands of years. Ancient astronomers observed points of light that appear to move among the stars. They call these objects planets and name them after Roman and Greek gods. For example, Jupiter, king of the gods, Mars, the god of war, Mercury, the messenger of the gods, Venus, the god of love and beauty, and Saturn, the father of Jupiter. The stargazers also observed comets with sparkling tails and meteors or shooting stars apparently falling from the sky. As a result, the United States has sent automated spacecraft to explore the moon. Our automated machines have orbited and landed on Venus and Mars, explored the sun's environment, observed comets and asteroids, and made close-range surveys while flying past Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Future historians will likely view these pioneer flights through the solar system as one of the most remarkable achievements of the 20th century. When you watch a rocket launching into the space, you usually see all these smokes and clouds that come from beneath the spacecraft. But that's not actually smoke, that is cryogenic substance vented to room air temperature. Conventional chemical-fueled rockets, such as the Falcon 9, use a liquid fuel that burns to produce thrust. The liquid oxygen is very cold, so some will boil off inside the tanks. Eventually, gas is vented to the outside air to reduce pressure. And fun fact about this, the cold temperature of these propellants is also why you see ice fall of some of the rockets when they launch. Talking about missions into space, there have been a lot of them, but one of them did fail pretty badly, and it was Apollo 13. The Apollo 13 mission was to explore the Fra-Mauro formation, and it was to be the third mission to land on the moon. An explosion in one of the oxygen tanks crippled the spacecraft during flight, and the crew was forced to orbit the moon and return to the Earth without landing. But the thing is that the Apollo 13 malfunction was caused by explosion and rupture of the oxygen tank in the service module. The explosion ruptured the line and damaged the valve in the oxygen tank, causing it to lose oxygen rapidly, which led to the explosion. The cause was a combination of mistakes in design, testing, and implementation. But thankfully, none of the astronauts died or had taken any damage by the explosion. Still, it was classified as a successful failure because of the experience gained in rescuing the crew. Strange as it may seem, the incident was even made into a movie, as it lives up to this mission name, Apollo 13, starring Tom Hanks. The next Apollo mission, Apollo 14, eventually made a successful flight on the moon, and everything was said and done, as it was the 8th manned mission in the United States Apollo program and the 3rd to land on the moon. When Italian astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli created the first planet map of Mars in 1877, he didn't neglect to include a number of terrestrial properties that he called channel. In translating his well-known maps into English, the Italian channel was mistakenly referred to as channels, which made many to believe that Mars had water. Could life potentially exist beyond Earth? Of course, the answer is always, we don't know. But that isn't technically true. We can almost certainly say that life exists on both the moon and on Mars. But beyond Mars and moon, is there any other body that can perhaps show us that life exists in other places? Theoretically speaking, the answer is yes. To this day, this is the only photo we have from another body beyond Mars and of course moon. This was taken in 2005 and it was from the surface of southern moon's Titan. The objective of the probe was to send photos of the surface around so that they could make further investigation for NASA, but things didn't go as planned. See, the average temperature in Titan is around minus 180 Celsius, and therefore the probe remained functional for about 90 minutes and was only able to send this single photograph. But the thing is that As with Earth, Titan has lakes and seas too. Even though they're not filled with water, they're still filled with liquid ethane, methane, and propane. Some speculation have arisen and it's thought that life could actually exist on these certain lakes, but we're not actually sure. Saying this, the proposed Dragonfly rotorcraft probe mission is intending to land on solid ground and relocate many times, and this is probably going to take place in the near future. Still, it is now for the first time in our history technically wrong to say that the Earth is the only place in the universe with life.